live here, preparing live
Oh my
stream.
God, does Linda have some purple in her hair? That's my favorite color, man. Looks beautiful. Nice. Here,
All
Peter.
right, let me put on the recording here. All right, welcome everybody to the AMA. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday so far. If you're, give me one moment here. If you guys are on YouTube to join us, there should be like a link on the right-hand side, or if you're on a phone in the chat, and it will be like pinned to hop onto the Zoom with us. We're slowly letting people in on here. And so just give us a moment. We are without Craig today. He's having a great day with his girlfriend, and they're enjoying themselves out on the Saturday. So uh, you'll just have to bear with me today.
That
All
that is
right.
I don't mind that at all.
I was gonna say it's not too bad, but all right. We're live on YouTube. Everything's good. So welcome everybody to the AMA with Robert Hollis. Today we're lucky enough to have Robert Hollis here for the AMA, which is great. To raise your hand and ask a question. Sorry, I'm just getting mobbed by corgis right now. I don't know why. To raise your hand on the bottom, there's a couple of dots. You can click raise your hand to ask Robert a question. You can also post your question in chat here on Zoom, or post your question on YouTube, and we'll take it and I'll ask it for you here so you can get the answers that you need. Um, as far as things go, like I know that Craig normally does an amazing introduction. I don't have the lung capacity for that today, so I'm gonna go ahead and just introduce Robert Hollis, my dad. He's an incredibly documented person, mentor to pretty much all of the people that you see here. And so if you're brand new to this AMA, or you want to ask any questions, really, like Dad, we're open to most questions, right?
Everything.
Yeah, so really this is your opportunity to pick a person that not only has made millions in the marketing space, but has taught multiple people to make millions in that space as well. So definitely pick this guy's mind, um, as I do, and we all try our best to to get all those little hunks of gold in there. So thank you everybody for joining. Just admitting everybody here still. So, and then we'll get started. Dad, do you have anything you want to share before we get into it?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for taking over Craig's position. So now you got two of them, not only the hostess with the mostest, but also the producer, director, everything in a pass. So I just
Well,
thank you
thank you,
very
Dad.
much, and I thank each and every one of you for jumping on here. I just have one simple statement that I want to say to each and every one of you, and I know this is going to be hard to believe, but it's true. Um, if if you knew how much I believed in your ability to do this business, if you knew how much I believed in your ability to earn enough income on a monthly basis, residually, compounding leverage, to have actual freedom in your life, if you knew that I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, I just wish there was some way. I did a video that I did live yesterday, and then I uploaded it right before we jumped on here. And I just want to say this statement because it's just blows my mind, is that if you were in my shoes, you were me with the lifestyle that I have and every area of my life, what would you say, or what would you do to get me to get it? What would you say or do to get me to get it? And to think that I've helped millions and millions of people get an extra income for them and their family, all because one person reached out to me. His name was Sean Hennigan. I write about him in my book. How is that working? Rat Race to Freedom, my Rags to Riches story. And all he said to me was, I met a guy that showed me that he was making $62,000. I seen it in the company envelope. I seen the check on the stub. And he is looking for people, no experience needed. And he will show you his system and his training to allow you to make six figures. And I went, I want to meet him. That's me. Now, I've been saying that same thing to people now for 37 years. And it's made me millions and made 67 people that acknowledge me that it helped them. And out of the 67 people, there's 9 people that own their own company. All of them combined billions and billions of revenue. So there's really only 3 groups of people, and I say this all the time. One group of people don't know and don't care. And I think for a person to be in that place in their life is okay. Why isn't it okay if someone's compliant, complacent, doing as little as possible? Peace of mind, joy. Not everyone is supposed to do this, right? And then there's a second group of people that we all know that are just know-it-alls. They know everything about everything. If you don't believe them, just ask them. And but they tell everyone that they don't know what they're doing and everything is wrong, but they don't have a joyous life. You know what I mean? They would just rather wreck everybody's opportunity and dreams instead of creating their own. And then there's the third group that I look for all the time. 18% of the people in the United States make $100,000 plus. And if you go worldwide, 10% of people now make over 100,000. So I don't know how good you are at math, but 10% of 8 billion people is a lot of freaking people. And they didn't want to make an average income. They found a way to work on themselves to make an above average income. And when you can show these people how to go from 6 figures to 250,000, $500,000 to $1 million, they're over it like white on rice. So with that said, don't allow the 90% of people that fit in the first 2 categories to take away your imagination and your dream. So all I do every day is connect with people, give them a gift, make them feel better than they did before they met me. Continue to love up on them and help them in every way I can. And maybe we'll work together, maybe we won't. But I'm not going to stop going to every end of the world, spreading the good news about the wisdom that was given to me that changed every area of my life. That's as simple as it is. So again, like Matt said, Ask Me Anything was designed because I wanted people to come on every Saturday. So if you guys go on my YouTube channel and Robert, youtube.com/Robert Hollis, if you go there and click on the link that says Ask Me Anythings, there's years of people on Saturdays asking me, hey, what about this? 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 And yeah, I just cover it. And then guess what? I do a live now every day. So I was talking to a leader the other day and he goes, do you do anything on a weekly basis? And I said, yeah, I do a live for about 20 to 30 minutes every day at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And then I said, on Wednesdays, We're going to start going live. We've already done this quite a bit. Live on a podcast. That's live. And then what we do on Thursday nights, we do the inner circle. That's 4, 5, 6 o'clock Eastern time. People can become a member of that. Inner circle is basically to help people get breakthroughs of any kind, whatever they got in their mind that's stopping them. And then we follow that up with an Ask Me Anything that you're on right now. And then tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we have a new course that we just started called Imaginators. And we always do some special stuff in that, teaching people how to be able to go from one mindset to another. One of the things that I just love, whether you believe this or not, this works this way for me. I just know my entire life that I constantly get these things, these downloads of a higher level of awareness. And all of a sudden I said, people are struggling with, the words manifestation or vision, or you got to have a why to make you cry. What's your passion? What's your purpose? What's your goals? And I know that people not only have multiple definitions of these words, but apparently these words haven't helped them to get where they are. And so all of a sudden I started talking about, remember when you were a kid, your imagination. And I remember immediately when I started saying, that I want you to be a superhero in your own movie. I want you to be an imaginator. And what we're going to talk about tomorrow, which is really cool, is there's a movie trailer that I just posted in the Imaginator group, and it's called IF. And IF stands for Imaginary Friends. And if you guys think about where Toy Story came from and Woody and the other toys, is they all had to start being each other's friends because the kids grew up and were no longer playing with them. So they were constantly looking for the person that used to be their friend. And we start becoming, in high school and start growing up, and it's time for all of us to put the childish things away. And I just thought it was amazing. If you watch this trailer, it'll blow your mind, because some of the biggest names in the movie industry are coming out to do this movie, and they're talking about their imaginary friends. That what about that imaginary friend that told you it's time to put a cape on and fly around the house? That you're supposed to jump from furniture to the furniture when parents weren't paying attention, so you wouldn't step on the lava. You know what I mean? Because the whole, floor was a lava. And, you're creating all these things. And, it's very difficult when you see little kids, because they don't seem in the right environment to ever be unhappy. Every time you say we should go do something, they go, is it ready to go? Is it ready to go? Is it ready to go? They're actually like opening up the doors before they get to the park. They're running everywhere. And unfortunately, we allow the world to beat that out of us. And thank God, I mean this number of times a day, that in my lowest moment in my life, someone believed in me and got me to imagine again. Imagine earning income where I never had to work for anybody again, that I could give to charities, so I could help other people learn that same stuff. So I just wanted to start out by saying, each and every one of you, if no one's ever given you permission to be happy and joyful and believe that you can learn wisdom and things to share with others to get them to know, like, and trust you. So now that we all can work together and just move our buying power away from Walmart and Target and Costco and Amazon or whatever places that you're buying your stuff, and just move a couple of $100 of buying power and show people that they still have imagination and they still have the power. People have the power, the purchase power. And so when you're marketing products that have a 60-day money back guarantee, my God, put people in a better place. So that's as simple as it is. And I'm going to turn it over to Matt to coordinate everyone asking the question. And
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Dad. And I'm excited for that call tomorrow myself too. Of
you
course, like
bet.
they're the highlights. Hopping on those Imaginator calls. But before we get started, I just want to thank Bill and the Healthinators so much. He just donated $210 to the kids. So I think we all should give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you. The kids are
Bill, I
gonna love
love
it.
you.
So love and appreciate you, man.
Bill Shoemaker.
So I'm just going to go in line with the people that have
Sure.
their hands up. Once again, I'm going to say if you guys want to raise your hand, you can by clicking the dots. And I believe it's under reactions. Yep. Recognize hands gestures. So just go to reactions and you can raise your hand to ask a question here on Zoom. If you're not on the Zoom and you're watching us on YouTube, you can also click on the link on top and hop on Zoom here with us. But if you'd like as well, you can write your questions here in Zoom chat or you can write them on YouTube chat and I will pass them along to Robert. So there's many different ways for you guys to ask questions. The questions could be about anything. They could be about marketing, lifestyle, mindset, anything you'd like. So feel free to just ask. We're here to serve. So thank you so much for being on here with us. So with that said, I'm going to start with the first hand that was raised, which was Mary. Mary, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Mary. How
Hey,
are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much for asking.
Awesome.
My question is, currently I have 5,000 friends on Facebook to go through, and I'm working on that. My question is there other ways that you reach out to people other than Facebook, meaning other platforms, or do you in versus, a phone call or in person? Are there other ways? Because with Facebook, you're kind of limited as to how many people you can message in a day. So
Sure.
I was
Sure.
just wondering if there was other ways that you reach out.
I don't, but
Okay.
that does not mean anything. Yeah, I want to tell you guys that before Facebook, I used MySpace. And then when Facebook came out, I have been using Facebook to make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I noticed someone just recently, I'm part of some really big groups of top leaders in this industry. And one of those people in one of those groups, someone just recently asked, where did you find your last person that enrolled in your business? And it was 90% people said Facebook. So it's just not me. But do I believe that you could do it on any other social media, including YouTube? I do. One thing that I noticed with YouTube is if someone doesn't have any videos or created any videos, you can't really make any comments. You only can click on their about. And if they allow you to send an email, email's not that effective. Uh, LinkedIn for me, I haven't, like I said, I haven't tried any other platform. And so I really truly believe that the same things that I do on Facebook and the same thing that you've done on Facebook, that you could utilize that. And so maybe with your thoughts, it's like I work until I know I'm gonna push the level with Facebook and then go from there to Instagram and then there to Twitter. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot of platforms where I really truly believe that you could do exactly the same thing as I do.
Okay.
So great, great, great question. I just haven't because the entire organization that I created to allow Terry and I to make $4.8 million in 6 years, every person on there came from Facebook.
That's really good
Every
to
single
know.
one. Yeah.
Good to know. And perfect. Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Mary, for the question. And before there was internet or social medias, I did face to face. You know what I mean? So Nowadays, I always tell people to try to focus and get great, gooder and gooder on whatever platform. Most people, I think, Mary, they just don't know how to master the mundane. So they start doing something, they have unrealistic expectations. I thought if I sent it to 3 people, I'd get 3 people to get in the business and make my life great. And so, it's so funny. I brought this up the other day to a guy, and he goes, even if you get on dating websites, everybody knows that it's one and how many. I mean, you could just be a person that wanted to go on whatever those apps are and just hook up. And you still got to left, right, swipe. See, I don't use the apps. I don't understand. But yeah. And so and some of you go, well, I wish I was outgoing as you. I had 4 total girlfriends and married 2. All right. So if Jolie wouldn't have introduced me to Terry, with my son at that time was 18 months old, and I was swimming with him in a swimming pool. If Jolie Kramer wouldn't have introduced me to Terry, she wouldn't be my wife. So I wasn't one of those guys that was going out and dating and asking girls to date. I didn't have time for that. My first wife was in a drive-through McDonald's window. So I pulled up and she goes, Bobby Hollis. I was like, hi. And she goes, you don't know me. I go, I don't. She says, I graduated the same year you did. And I go, that's not helping. And she asked me out. So, yeah. The girlfriend before that, I think, was like in junior high or something like that. Of course, that didn't go anywhere. But I think yeah, I'm sure she asked me as well. So, it's you can learn to do this. So, Mary, I love and appreciate you. I'm so proud of you. And for those of you that haven't seen Mary's video online of her going to 5,000 friends, how many followers do you have now?
I think I'm close to 65 or 60, around 6,500. Yeah.
Another 500 since the last time we talked. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Love and appreciate you. Thanks for your answer. And I'm just going to focus on my 5,000 Facebook friends, get through those, and then go from there.
But I do like your idea. I'm telling you, I like your idea. You're talking about somebody that when I left MySpace and got into Facebook, guess what other social medias there were? None. None.
You weren't on Friendster?
I don't even know what that is.
I know.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Mary, it's that should have been a different question that you could ask. Robert, you get started today. Would you use the other networks? If Facebook told me I couldn't message anymore, oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. But because I love doing the favor thing and it works whenever I get in any program, there is absolutely 0 people that I miss on my address book. 0. Because I believe that this opportunity will change people's lives. It doesn't make a difference if I'm doing the business or not. So when I tell people that I want to give this to them as a gift, I can't think of a person I wouldn't want to give that to, including an enemy. Right? So get involved in the business. I know that book, that gift can help people. So I always will go through every friend, every family, everything that I have in my contact base. And then if I started going through Facebook and they said you can't do this many, would I go to the other social medias? Absolutely.
Okay.
It sure wouldn't stop me from connecting with people.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Thanks.
I love and appreciate you. Great question. Great question.
Thank you so much, Mary. I was going to say, I just have one quick thing that, if you don't mind, Dad, I'd love to add to what you said, which
Always,
is
my son.
when,
Always.
yeah, when you're like looking to go out and prospect people for whatever opportunity you're in, it doesn't ever hurt to like do a little bit of research on that platform and see like what the age demographics and the type of people that are on that platform, because people immediately will go, oh, well, I should just market on Snapchat, right? Snapchat's growing like crazy, so let's market on there. You're marketing to children. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't have products to sell to children, you probably aren't going to do very well on Snapchat, right? And so I think like a lot of people, they'll see new platforms grow and go, should I jump on this? Should I get in TikTok? Should I do this? Should I do that? The reality is each platform is completely different with how people interact. They have their own clicks in a sense, like how they connect with one another. And you'll see this a lot like on platforms like YouTube and Twitter, right? Like where I would say that YouTube comments and Twitter comments are some of the most like vile sometimes that you'll see on the internet. But at the same time, it's like most of the community is so used to it, right? So it's like, well, do I really want that group of people here? Do I want that group of people there? I was doing research yesterday, because predominantly the baby boomer generation not only holds a majority of the wealth right now, but they have like majority of the free time. So if yeah, cheers all baby boomers. But since that's the case, very good group to market to, right? They're looking for something new. Maybe their social security or certain other things are not going up anymore, or maybe they're even going down. And you're like, I need something else out there, but then they're in a position where they're like ready to work or do something. So I asked ChatGPT yesterday, right? I'm like, what social media network are baby boomers on? I mean, you guys could guess. It's Facebook, without a shadow of a doubt. Like
Wow.
majority of the baby boomers are on Facebook, right? And on Facebook, then I just asked ChatGPT another question. What are the pain points that baby boomers that are on Facebook normally deal with nowadays? And it spit out 10 things that they deal with. And then I went specific. I'm like, I work in marketing. What specific marketing thing would you want, or what would work? And then it's like, here's 3 marketing strategies that might work. And you're like, wow, these are things that I can test. These are things that I can try. So it's never a bad idea, even if you're already on Facebook making friends, Mary, to go like, what other angle could I work outside of messages, or what other angle could I work? But not everyone's going to want to do that, right? Like do the business the way you want to do it. Don't try to like compete with people like Coach Bob, right? Which he's building funnels. I've been in that world. It takes a lot of exactly. So thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Matt, for the insight. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
I know that we probably talk about this on another video. When ChatGPT, when AI first came out, me and Matt was sharing it with me and showing me how to do it. And I said, ask it. Ask it. And he goes, Dad, open it up and you ask it. But he had it open on the browser like on a Zoom. And I said, ask it, how's the fastest way to make $1 million? And Matt went in there and put, what is the fastest way to make $1 million? And it said, start a pyramid scheme. I'm dead serious. And so then I went, say to it, how's the fastest way I can make $1 million without going to prison?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think
it's
probably
funny.
ChatGPT is pretty smart. And it's like, most illegal pyramids, the people don't get caught.
Yeah.
How many people just heard that Fenmore and Transit Card? And I mean, it's Zeke Rewards. It's like, man, people won't do a legit business, but they'll do a shady one.
I had somebody reach out to me wanting me to get involved with, what is it, Transact card or whatever. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
No, no.
they just totally shut down. And I got pitched on those things too. And here's my response. My response is to one thing at all the time. Because I love residual income and I love getting paid off tens of thousands of people. I tell people, listen, if you're still in business in 5 years and can show me evidence that you're building a residual income of 10 grand a month, I'll look at it, but only if my income hasn't gone up in the years that you created it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so unfortunately, there's been, I can't even tell you guys, because you guys know this, that the thousands of people that approach me on a yearly basis, and then they'll approach me and I'll go back and look at the chat. And the very first thing as I do is I roll up, go past the last one they shared with me and go to the next one. And I'd go, hey, what happened to Transact card? They're like, that went down. Well, what happened to the last one? July last year, you sent me another one. Yeah, hey, it's been 6 years for me. I'm still in the same company. And here's the one I really love using, Mary. I treat businesses like relationships. I've been with Terry for 40 years, and I'd like you to respect that. So don't say, oh, okay, you're not open. Can I still send you a picture? Can I still send you a video? Can I share and connect with you guys? No, no, and no. So I tell people, if you were taught to ask 7 times before you leave, let me help you. And I just put 7 no's in a row. And I go, move on.
Perfect analogy. Really
Yeah,
perfect
the
analogy.
drones that you're looking for are not here. It's like, move on, move on. It should be like that McDonald's thing, wasn't it? What commercial was funny? Burger King, I think, was like, step aside, please step aside. I guess in the future, that's going to be a robot telling you that, right?
We're almost there. Yeah.
Yeah, step aside. Okay, back to you, Matt. Thank you,
Thanks
Mary.
so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Mary. Thank you, Dad, for your
Yeah.
wisdom as well.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
you.
yours.
So I have a question here from Ed on YouTube that I'm going to read out and ask before we move to the next hand up.
Please.
So Ed asks, if someone's mindset has changed due to being laid off work and struggling to find new work, how quickly and realistically could someone reach 10K per month in a network marketing opportunity?
What a great question. What I would say to people, so it doesn't play with your head. I've been doing this for 37 years. Ed, I always tell people that are looking for the perfect job to do this in their spare hours until they find their perfect job. Now, 37 years ago, I didn't know what this industry was. I was a mechanic with 3 friends that were also auto mechanics. And my mentor told me, Robert, if you get 70 people to watch this video in your first 30 days, you'll never have to worry about money again. I did what he told me. 11 of them got in. We did like 27,000 worth of volume, and I made over $10,000 37 years ago, just making sure that I got 70 people to watch this video. One of the things that I just recently said to somebody, Raymond, right, is if you guys see the video that I send out, the 6-minute video to pique people's interest, here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Again, if this is too technical, you do not have to do it. But at least create a free YouTube channel and take that video. You'll see underneath that video that I have a Google Drive. Download that video and upload that video to your YouTube. And then you can put your affiliate link in the description, right? And now you got the most massive analytical stuff, analytics to watch exactly who is seeing that video, how long they watched, when they're falling off, where they rewound and watched again. And now you got a real time. I teach this to my people all the time. Then, everyone give Guy a hand. He just became part of the team today, yesterday, in fact. And knowing Guy forever, just knowing Guy forever. Just a great guy. His whole motivation in life is to make people feel safe. You know what I mean? And he does a bunch of stuff with AI and stuff, and I know I'm going to learn a lot from him. But we always know that it's really truly just about the numbers. It's finding those that have ears to hear. And what people want to do is they want to focus on trying to convince people against their will. Right? And I would just tell you not to be that person, not to be that person. So you could use any videos that I have on my YouTube channel. And so Ed, I hope that answered your question. When Terry, my wife, got into MDC 10 years ago, I made a couple of posts on Facebook. And what I did is I was able to make Terry over 10 grand in her first full month with MDC. And I didn't reach out to people that I knew. Now, some people that I knew reached out back to me, but all my top leaders right now, all my top 5 biggest leaders came to me and I did not know them. So 98% of the people in my group right now, that's made me 4.8 million, are not people that I knew 6 years ago. So a lot of people don't realize I sort of walked away from the network marketing world in 2012. And we did MDC in March 6th of 2018. So there you go. So Ed, yes, I have a link. I have a link on my YouTube channel, and it's called The Plan. And if you do that plan, that's what a lot of people don't do. Most people, Ed, in life, and that you're this person, and it's also me and everyone that watches this video live or recorded. We've all attempted to do things that we suck at. And because it doesn't feel comfortable and it sucks, we quit. Right? So it's just the people that do this much more. I know you can't see a gap between my fingers, but the person that just practices 10 or 20 minutes more playing cornhole or horseshoes or darts or stacking plastic cups. The only reason that I can build a group on Facebook is because I'm in love with my imagination of finding someone. And it never fails. Never, ever, ever, ever fails. So I always can tell when people go, yeah, I've been in the company for a long time and I haven't made any money. You just are not contacting enough people. You never contacted people enough to fall in love with the process. Don't give a rip about what other people say or do. And you're just speaking to those that have ears to hear. Got it? So when I hit that position, Ed, I'll share one more with you. He said, congratulations, you got the 25K spot. Here's your $10,000 and a check. Man, I'm excited. And he goes, goal 2. I said, I'm ready. And he said, let me know when you got 2,000 people watching that video. And that was my next mark. But magic happened because out of the 11 people, 6 people seen that I made 10 grand. And so then they did exactly what I did. So get this, my second full month in the company, I had 6 people hit 25K. So that's what? 150,000 in volume? So I went from 25K to 100K. And then I did that 37 years ago, and I did it 6 years ago. So that made me the same as a super affiliate, which was called a national marketing director. And I was also in the Pac-10. So help those 6 get to 25K. They all made between 8 and 10 grand. And then it duplicated again. And that was 500K. Are you guys getting this? Yeah. So I look back at me being 27, 28 years old, and I did 1 million in volume. I don't know how I did it. No, wait a minute. I just told you how I did it. So yeah, people that wanted to marry me, I didn't care. People that wanted me to look at their company because it was better, I didn't care. People that sent me inappropriate stuff, I didn't care. You know, people that told me they were going to turn me over to the FBI for spamming them, I didn't care. It's like, it's crazy. I just tell people, hey, sorry, not interested. That's fine with me. Or worse yet, no, there isn't worse yet. They ghost me. They ghost me, they block me, and unfriend me. I'm like, okay, thank you for sorting yourself. You know what I mean? There's only really one person worse in the world, and that's the person that wants to ask you 1 million questions without doing anything. If you guys are one of those people that you spend a lot of your time just answering people's questions, stop it. Stop it. Blame me like I blame my mentor. He goes, I got a couple of questions. And I went, that's awesome. That means that you're interested in making extra money for you and your family. Do you see the advantages of talking to somebody that's actually making the kind of income that you want to earn? Because that's not me. I'm an auto mechanic on workman's comp, helping my mentor build a company. Do you know anyone that wants to make 6 figures? Yeah, well, what is this? Why are you interested? I am. Do you know my mentor and business partner put the video together for you to watch? When I watched that video, I got involved. I don't want to ruin this for you. If you don't have time to watch a video, then this is not the right time for you. Okay, I watched the video. I didn't get an email. What do you mean? Well, Robert shows in that short video on how to become a free affiliate, just like you would with Amazon or Facebook or YouTube. So you said you're interested, but you still don't want answers to your questions. Is that correct? No, I do. I do. Great. Become an affiliate for free. I'll get an email, and then I want to introduce you to Robert. Got it, guys? Okay. Matt.
Thank you so much, Ed, for the question. Thanks, Dad, for sharing that too. Like I that's why it is so great, you guys, to ask questions, even if you just ask them in chat, because I feel like a lot of people benefit from your answers regardless. So it's like, yeah, hey, if you guys even have a quick question, you want to throw it in chat about something, we will try to get to everybody's questions, but yeah, don't not do it. You know what I mean? Like it can be beneficial for a lot of people here, yourself included. So with that said, thank you so much, Ed, for that question. We're going to move to the next person here that has their hand up. Once again, to raise your hand, you click on the more button, and then under reactions, click raise hand. You can also, like I said, post in chat on here on Zoom or on YouTube, and I'll pass the questions on to Robert like I just did with Ed's. So feel free to do that. But I'm going to ask Jody. Jody, you're next. So I'm going to ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
I'm right here.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
Jody,
everybody.
don't
How
you
are
look don't you look super cute today?
I got all sparkly and dressed up just for Imaginators.
Yay! Hercules, Hercules.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, Robert, thank you. Matthew, you are you are just beyond the beyond. And I'm so happy that Craig and his girlfriend are having a good time. So Thursday, I do have, I think it's just one question. So Thursday was my 10th month anniversary as an Imaginator. And
Holy
yesterday afternoon, during my quiet gratitude practice, I had this download, like reflection of my own self, 10 months in with the Imaginators. There is so little that I want and so little that I need to be happy and fulfilled in life. And what actually blew me away is I'm realizing that the less that I need for myself, the more I'm giving away, the more I'm giving.
Yep.
So, in your infinite wisdom, what is this whole thing? Because I can't really put like a finger on it. What is this whole thing of first you you gotta you have all these wants, and if you don't get it immediately, that's too late. And the confusion of I need this and I want this, are they both the same? Now, yeah, we all have needs. I mean, I need electricity, I need clean running water, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But wow, how freeing it is. I feel like I've been on a diet and got on the scale for the first time in 10 months.
I totally understand what you're talking about. When I started plugging into wisdom that my mentor shared to me, it
Yeah.
was funny. Kyle, my son that went to Japan for 21 days, we
Wow.
were talking last night, and here's something that he said that was very profound, very eye-opening. I go, so now that you digested a little bit, now that you're home, what do you think? And he said, he says, I thought I thought that I had very few things that were going on in my life. And he goes, so I went to Japan for 21 days. And he goes, I feel now like my life's more messed up than it ever was.
Oh, wow.
And I said, do you know why? And he sat there for a little while, and yeah, he's pretty smart, like Matt. And all of a sudden he just went, hey, I'm open to hearing what you have to say.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I said, you opened up your mind. You went on a flight by yourself. You went international by yourself. You figured out that you could find lodging and eat by yourself. You learned how to get on transportation by yourself. I
In a
said,
whole nother
Yeah,
language.
and none of it's in
you learned to
English.
go to other cities by yourself.
Jeez.
I said, your possibilities before you left in life are small because you didn't have experiences. Now that you got experiences, there's so much more opportunity. And I said, so you just got to understand that, because when I first asked him, what he might want to do, he said, I think I want to be a pilot. And Matt will really be blown away that he said this. And I said, so what are your thoughts now? And he goes, 3 years from now, I don't see myself being a pilot. And I don't think that would be where I want to be in 3 years. And I said, well, your father's filled up a passport with how many countries and cities I visited. And he goes, I know. And I said, but I didn't do it like you. I flew by myself, went through the airports, went to these amazing countries, got picked up, usually with not much jet lag, to do a presentation and then do leadership meetings that night until I went to sleep, to get up the next morning, take a shower, and do a full day training, and then meet with some leaders, and then wore out, go to sleep, get up the next morning, do a full training, and then
Wow.
meet with some leaders, and then get up Monday and go to the airport, make sure that I'm at the airport on time, and then go home.
Oh my gosh.
So I got a lot of things in my passport, but I didn't do what you did. And so what I say to you, Mary, is that we're taught that everyone sort of measure us based on achievements. So
Mhm.
the science of getting rich, the science of achievement, the becoming the best that you can be, right? And then you find out in life that all the accolades, all the stuff that other people you thought would be proud of you for accomplishing, they don't care.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, that was a moment of happiness. I got on stage, got to do my speech. Everybody gave me a standing ovation. Now what? And so when you really become grateful and you feel you don't need anything, then you get to work on the art of fulfillment.
Ah, okay. That's what's happening then.
And the art of fulfillment, and people don't know this unless you do it, right? How can you explain to somebody how to go to another country for 21 days all by themselves? See what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like there's so many excuses and so many things that you would say why you shouldn't do that.
Oh, of
And probably
course.
two of them would be money and time, right? And the rest of it would be all the unknown that you're scared about. And so when you're focusing on the art of fulfillment, the one thing that it turned into me and why I know that my results really overshadow a lot of people is when I switched into art of fulfillment of getting other people results that I experienced. And so the joy of giving and helping other people change and have aha moments and come to
Uh-huh.
the grips that their imagination is still alive and that they can start imagining things and turn into imaginator by helping other people. And then that's addicting. Getting awards and earning income is not addicting to me. Helping people get aha moments that change their lives forever for them and their families, I'm addicted to that.
That happened to me twice this week. First was on Monday, and I think the second time was Wednesday. Monday, I'm at a monthly local network mixer group that I've been going to every month for a good number of years. And out of the clear blue sky, this lady, Susan, it's her turn to talk about what she does. And she wants to get together in September at one of the local hotels, I think the Marriott in Palm Beach Gardens, excuse me, and have a 2 day empower, excuse me, empowering, you know, session festival for women. And I'm just, quietly listening, blah, blah, blah. And in front of everybody, she says, and Mary, you have to be there. And I went, wait, what?
Because
Okay.
you're that little light of mine, I'm gonna make it shine, make it shine, make it
I
shine.
guess now she's not a customer, she's not an affiliate. Um, and after the meeting, she came over to me and she says, I just love how you love life and you have to share that. And I went, oh my God, and okay. All
Well,
right.
me and Guy were talking about this the other day. Me and Guy were asking, when you talk to someone that's been doing this for as long as I have, and you really, really start getting down, it's like all Guy and I love to do all day, every day is make people feel better.
Yes.
That all we want to do is just be the word of encouragement, the person that, you guys have heard this in my story. It only took 2 people, 3 people in my life that went, dang, you're going to be really, really good at this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, really? Really? Yeah. You're smart. Not everyone can be a mechanic.
Oh,
Well,
that's beautiful, Robert.
yeah. And they go, man, if you can be a good mechanic, you can learn how to be a people person.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn to make people's day. And I'm just like, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah, hey, you're gonna be great at this. And I just went, I'm gonna be great at this. Someone took the time to tell me that.
And we all need that. We all need at certain points in our lives, even me at 73 years young. I really appreciate it when someone recognizes, validates, whatever you want to call it, even just a simple compliment.
Yeah. Being in a group of people and hearing your name never gets old.
Oh, true that.
Never, ever gets old.
Oh, for
And
sure.
and when I was alone, um, my imaginary friend tells me how awesome I am.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you can run on a pretty good high. So keep making that line, Jody. Go ahead, Matt.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh,
Continue.
very good.
Oh, I'm done.
I,
I love you, Jody.
I love you guys so much, and thank you all for just the encouragement and the energy of it all. Thank you. God bless.
So on a scale to 1 to 10, Jody, how many people, how do you think that people should get involved in the Imaginator?
Oh, I tell people every day. Are you kidding me? Are you
So,
kidding me?
so
Yes.
there's this whole group of people in the world, right, Jody, that go, I'm stuck. I procrastinate. I beat the crap out of myself for not doing what I'm supposed to do, and all of this stuff. And for a whopping $4.99,
Oh,
uh,
no, no, no. I do the 9.99.
I'm just
Let's
telling
go
them to
all
start.
in.
I'm just telling, yeah. I mean, the the older I get, the less I charge, and the money that I charge, I give away.
Yeah.
Matt, any money that we pull off the YouTube channel, do I keep any of
Yeah.
it?
No, you don't. No.
I told Guy this the other day. Um, you know this book, you guys? I got 2 books, right?
Yeah.
And they're also in audio and also in Spanish. Do you know the authors of these books get all the money?
Mm.
I just opened up, Create Space. I think it's called something, I forget what it's called now, KJ Publishing or something. And I go in there and I ask Matt and Lori what their bank information was. So I have no clue how much money these books have made because I gave that away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a large group of people out there that really don't believe that the more you give, the more you get, because they've never ever practiced that discipline.
Oh, if you haven't, you need to start immediately. Immediately.
I love you, Jody. I wish I was there to
I love
give you
you
a big
too.
hug. I'll see you at the next event.
You bet. God
Yeah.
bless. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Jody. And your guys' whole conversation got me thinking about a thought that I heard recently that like really actually impacted the way that I think and perceive things quite a bit. And I shared it with my wife last night and it had a similar effect with her. So I don't mind it. I hope you guys don't mind if I share this really quick, but it's the whole concept that you're not any of your accomplishments or achievements, or the way that people perceive you, like that's something that's out of your control. The only thing that's truthfully in your control is your thoughts and your actions. And
Exactly.
so if you take that as what it is and go, okay, if every single day I'm not doing the actions that will get me to where I want to be, then clearly that's my fault. But the way that people perceive what you do or accomplish or what that even is, you're in zero control over that. This is kind of like one of those same things where I say, listen, there's a lot of people that are obsessed with legacy and they don't realize that legacy is not controlled by them at all. At all. Like that, if you
Yeah.
truthfully want legacy past your life, you're not in control of what people think or feel about you. I mean, hell, you might even be canceled 30 years later for some shit that you did that you forgot about, right? So I think it's important just to be like, am I doing the actions every single day that get me to where I want to be? Am I putting my mind in the right place to get me to where I want to be every single day? Because that's kind of
Exactly.
all you have control over. And it's interesting because once you focus on those two things, you'll realize how much better the rest of your life will become because of how important your mind and your actions are and how much they feed off each other, right? Like if you have no action, then you hate yourself because you're not doing enough, right? You feel like you're not accomplishing what your potential is or what you should be doing. And if you're not if you have all the action but no thoughts, you're not dreaming, you're not imagining, you're not inspiring and thinking about what is next for you with your actions. So it's really important to have a duality of those two things. But it like really impacted me because as someone that's always like, whatever I create, I hope it resonates with people and I hope they enjoy it and I hope that they share it and everything like that. That's so much attachment to outcome. The only thing that I can control is making the thing. I can't control how people respond to it or what they do with it afterwards. My whole goal is just to get my ass in the seat and make it. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
it.
yeah, absolutely. I
Get
hope that
behind the
helps the rest of you
wheel.
guys. Yes, because you are in control. You're the one driving. And I think a lot of
Yeah,
people forget that. They forget that and they give those tools over to somebody else and let them do all the driving. They're just a passenger in their own life, right? And it's like you don't want to live that. It's excruciatingly painful. So yeah, thank you so much, Jody.
oh,
Thank
thanks,
You,
you,
Matt.
Dad.
Jody.
Appreciate you.
And
Bye.
drop some fire in the comments or a two if you're on YouTube. If you guys are not bothered by Matt sharing. Uh,
Well, I always say it's like it's ask me anything. So I try to save a lot of a lot of these things for like
hey,
the Imaginators and Inner
maybe we ought
Circle.
to change it to AUA.
Ask us anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's dependent on whether Craig wants to answer questions as well. So, but no, thank you guys. Appreciate all the fire in the chat. Appreciate you guys.
Well,
So
Matt,
with
you
that,
rock.
thanks. With that said, I'm gonna go to the next person in line here that has their hands up. That's Mr. Bill Shoemaker. Bill, I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself. You with us?
I am Matthew, thank you. And
Thank you.
the imaginator of all imaginators and his son, the visionary and the producer of AMA and the inner circle of imaginators, Mr. Robert and Matthew Hollis.
I was like about to start clapping, and then I'm like, wait, I'd be clapping for myself. That's a little weird.
Yeah, you can clap for
It,
yourself.
it,
That's cool.
it does feel weird. It does feel weird. How you doing,
So
brother Bill?
I am doing incredible, blessed, highly favored, all of the above.
Awesome, awesome. What's your question, my friend?
I don't have a question. I'm excited about everything and hats off to you. Jody, I feel the same way. I'm feeling really, there's a shift. I'm getting rid of all the excuses, avoidance techniques that I've, had in my life. And I know that I'm going to be number 68. So I just wanted to put that out there. And as far as
I
the
agree with
donation,
you. I
and
agree with you.
thank you. And as far as the donation, it's called tithing. So you pretty much know what I made up to this point in this month.
Love you,
And
brother.
every time when I get my own foundation, I'll be pulling more towards it. But right now it's just you. So all
you.
my
Thank you.
tithing
Well,
goes to you.
I'm telling you, when you get your own foundation, we're gonna be there supporting you. So
Yeah.
We're
I know.
we're always on top of that. Like, I think that's one of the great things about our community is how supportive they are of one another and each other's dreams. So thank you so much, Bill, for the donation.
Hey, and also thank you, Robert, for doing the lives daily again, because that really inspires me and plugs me in every day. It's very, very important. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I love you know, the people that are closest to me, the people in the inner circle and the people that are in the Imaginator group, I always am bold enough with you guys to tell you how I feel, what I think I need to do. And I hope that you guys have seen in the length of time that you've been with me, how many things that I attempt to do that didn't work. And they're not just because of results. Sometimes the things that you need to do are the things that you're called to do, the whisper. And so everyone out there that's selling YouTube education right now says don't do lives. Don't do lives. YouTube doesn't promote them. I like doing lives.
Right. Hey,
And when I stopped doing lives, not only did everyone tell me that they didn't like that I stopped, but we no longer were getting super chats. And that's the money that's going to the orphans.
there you go.
I went, listen, I'm excited enough to talk to people live every day. And if they want to give to orphans and support that, then I got to go back to it. Now, did I learn something? I might as well tell you guys what I learned. If it's to be, it's up to me. So now what I do is I do a live. I get up the next morning. I download that live. I go into edit, click on the little dots up in the right hand, and I download it. Then I open it up, take my front part off, along with me saying hi to everyone. And then when I start again, I trim it to there, and then I re-upload it. And now it's an uploaded video.
Repurposing.
So what I'm doing is multiple things now, and to think, wow, so that would be a live a day, plus I'm taking them down and re-uploading them. So all of a sudden I went from 2 lives that were private, 1 live that was AMA, that I never, ever downloaded an AMA and reloaded it up. So now all of a sudden, if I got, 10 lives that I'm doing, and then I'm downloading them and re-uploading them, that's 20 videos a week. That's not bad for an old white guy, from Montana. And so if I can do it, you can do it. So that's really, really cool.
It is. And Robert, I follow a doctor that I told you about. He's in New York and he does a live every day at 5 o'clock his time. So it's 2 o'clock my time in the morning.
Wow.
And I get up and I get on him because he's just so motivating, and it's how he connects to people that are connected. And that's how you connect to people
Yes.
that are connected.
That's all it is. Me and Josh Wagle were going back and forth this morning because there's still all these people that think that they need to train people. All right. And here's something that Josh and I was going back. There's a commercial out there, and I will find it. I got to make a note right now about it to find it. But it's a funny commercial. I still don't know. Don't you guys love when there's a funny commercial? And I know there's a large group that's watching this that says he still watches commercials. I think the reason that I love commercials is I don't know. I are one. You know what I mean? It's like, so I get inspired, and it makes my imagination and to create ideas. When I was really young and didn't believe in myself anymore, I had over 1 million views on a YouTube channel, and it got shut down because all I did all day is edit other people's great commercials and put them up. And I didn't know that someone could use that against me to get my YouTube channel shut down. So
what's so funny is back then you didn't even know you were making memes.
So I would see a funny commercial and then record that commercial, how difficult it was back then because they went
TiVo.
on YouTube. So I would use my video camera to record a commercial, and then I would do the stuff I needed to do and edit it so I could use it. I'll give you one because I was marketing coffee. And how many people remember the funny movie with Will? Oh my God, he's one of the guys.
Kicking and screaming with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, yeah. And so thank you, Matt. And so there's a deal in it where Will Ferrell is talking to Dick Butkus, you know, the Hall of Famer world champion coach for the Chicago Bears, right? And they go in the room and he goes, "Stop whining and drink this coffee." And he goes, "I don't even like coffee." He said, "I said drink it." And so he's drinking it and he's going, "Man, wow, that feels good." And he goes, "That's the lifeblood of success, coffee." And
The
so
lifeblood of champions.
lifeblood of champions. And so I would take little things like this and create them and then tell everyone to share them. You know what I mean? Of course, they put their own link on it. So when I built a group of 758,000 people, I was constantly creating videos, putting them on YouTube, showing people how to steal my videos and put them on their YouTube with links. And so my training bill was this. Bill, have you ever shared a video that made you emotional, made you laugh, made you inspired, motivated you? Did you ever watch a video and it did something to you where you decided to share it with everyone you knew?
Oh, yeah.
You're trained. You're trained in this industry. Find videos that inspire you and share them with others. And I was bringing up with this thing with Josh is there's a guy, we'll find, you guys can probably help me find it if you know it, but the tagline of the whole commercial, Bill, is there's a podcast on that. So it shows him in like a working office, right? And he's like in the break room around the water cooler. And someone said, "Man, I wish I knew how to do this in my backyard." And this guy goes, "There's a podcast on that." And the guy's going, "Yeah." And he goes, "Let me share it with you." And then some lady said something else. And he goes, "There's a podcast on that." Maybe it was an Apple commercial or maybe a Spotify commercial, right? And then it shows him he's the only person that's got earplugs in, earphones in, while they're on a conference table. And they're on a conference table talking about a meeting. And all of a sudden you see the lady that's doing the meeting or the guy look at him and go, Are you listening to something else right now? And he goes, "Yeah, I'm listening to a podcast on how to multitask."
That was funny.
And so Josh and I were saying, wow, everybody wants to train everybody. But right now you could watch podcasts and interviews with Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. The brightest minds in the world are on podcasts.
Robert Hollis.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. But yeah, it's like I think that's why, people thinking about spending money and getting an air flight and buying food and everything and traveling to a live event. It might have seemed, I know that people are still going to do that. But yeah. I'd rather promote a podcast that inspired the bejesus out of me, and I watch it and I go, it inspires me. And so I share it with people. And it's like, I don't care if they watch it. I don't care if they get nothing out of it. I don't care. I had someone tell me yesterday, I tried to listen to this guy and his voice irritates me. I can't get through the podcast. And I go, that sounds personal. That sounds really personal. It's like, I don't listen to this person. Their voice sounds annoying. They say gooder and gooder all the time. I think they got a fake laugh. Or don't listen to that guy. So thank you, Bill. You always pull the best out of me, and I appreciate.
Thank you. Is Guy related to Roger?
I don't know.
Same last
Yeah,
name.
you'll have to ask him in chat.
So
Thank you. Go ahead, bro.
one other thing. Congratulations on Kyle having his breakthrough. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I asked him too. There was another question that I asked him, and I asked him so he could hear himself say it. And I said, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself and solving problems? And he went 10.
Well,
You're by yourself in Japan. Majority of people don't speak your language, and you fricking figured it out. And he goes, not only did I figure it out, but I also figured out how I could have spent 3,000 less in money. And I went, yeah, it's interesting that people just don't want to learn that way. You see what I mean? Most people will want to think about it, contemplate, to consider, go home, talk to their parakeet or dog. You know what I mean? It's just like they can't stop thinking. And so when he first went there, he came up with this idea again from watching podcasts of another streamer. And I don't know if I ever told you guys this story. So, because Kyle was really struggling on whether or not he should go. And finally, he found an expert that resonated with him. And so he reaches in the chat and said, I'm thinking about going to Japan. And he says, if you have the money, stop thinking, do it. See, now Matt can tell him that, Hannah can tell him that, Robert Jr. can tell him that, other people can tell him that, dad can tell him that, mom can tell him that, but an expert from afar goes, the only reason that you're not in Japan and haven't been there yet because you don't have the money. And Kyle had to respond, I got the money. Oh, I don't understand what the hell we're talking about here. Isn't that crazy? So you hear it from somebody else. So reaching out to other people, you never know the person that's gonna spark for you. And that's why I love watching interviews and hearing things about, people's biographies, the history of how they got to where they were, because that's inspiring. If they did it, we can do it. Bill, you're amazing, man. You're amazing.
Takes one to know one.
Thank you so much, Bill.
You too, brother.
Next, we did have a question from Vanessa in chat, a really quick one, or maybe not, depending. It's a pretty big subject, but still, I want to hear. I'm sure a lot of people benefit from this. So it's, how do you overcome rejection and not allow it to slow you down?
Here is the simple answer to that. When you feel or experience rejection, that means that you believe in their opinion more than your own. That's all rejection is. So you wouldn't care how much people think about you until you know how seldom they did. So the way that you get over rejection is not take it personal. It's just part of the process. And understand that the wrong person at the wrong time in their life could have literally zillions of reasons to reject you. They could have just gotten an argument with somebody. They could have just had someone cut them off. They could have heard some maybe bad news for them and other people. There's a lot of reasons that people are running in sort of a negative emotional place. And I think that everyone that listens to this, Vanessa, live or recorded, they know times in their life that things happen. It's sort of this thing that, we make mountains out of molehills, but at the time they're mountains. They really frickin' are. And if I'm not having a good day and I heard something or something bothered me and I'm not having a good day, and all you did, Vanessa, was reach out to me at the wrong place at the wrong time, then I'm going to share something with you I wouldn't normally share. Like, would you stop bothering me? What the hell is wrong with you? And it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. So as soon as you start learning that, and I think another way you can think about it too is, being rejected just hurts us so much because we have unrealistic expectations. So I talk about this all the time. When you first get involved in something, you're excited and your ignorance on fire. And you're like, I still say this to this day. When I seen the video and I'm going, so Ralph Nader was just on Time magazine and he talks about every major city in the United States has bad tap water, but everyone's still drinking it. And I have a solution to that problem. And other people could share their affiliate link and help people drink good water, and they wouldn't have to have a job anymore. What idiot would say no to this? Pretty much all of them. And I never understood that. Have you guys always seen the big joke that, you post on Facebook or social media? I'm so happy I got a new job and a promotion. And millions of people that you didn't know was following you come out of the woodwork to congratulate you. And then you put another post up going, I finally decided to start my own business. Crickets. Why? Well, because everybody that's seen that you started your own business are still working for other people, or are still struggling in their life. Why would they be happy that you figured it out and they didn't? So now you reach out to them and say, hey, would you support me? No, I want to see you suffer. I hope you don't make it. So you can come back and be like us. So I hope that helped you, Vanessa. I really, really do. The more you work on you, the more you fall in love with yourself. This book did it for me. I posted it in the group. The more you love yourself and the more that you know that you're a creator, the less other people's opinions will mean anything to you. Because there's something, Vanessa, and each and every one of you have this same thing. There's something that radically changed your life so much that when you share it with others and they say that you're stupid, you go, no, you're stupid. You don't even say it, right? So there's people that say, I have a monkey for a pet. I think that you're going to have a majority of people saying that you're a little whacked out. Why not just focus on the people that think that that's cool? Right? Going to be a lot of haters on everything. So Vanessa, I hope, great. Matt, thank you for asking that question. I hope that helped her out.
No, great answer, Dad. Thank you so much. Like I said, that's one of those things that I feel like a lot of people could benefit from, like the more that you're in that action state and the less that you're thinking about those outcomes, like even if somebody says no to you, like that outcome is not in your control. You can't force people to say yes, right? That's one of the great things about being humans is that we all have like free will. So if someone says no to you, that doesn't change the action that you did in trying to do a good thing for them and for yourself.
Right.
Doesn't change that at all, right? So like my dad said, it's a working process. Be patient with yourself. Don't be like, oh, I didn't get it. Like some days you're gonna be more self-conscious, and other days you're gonna be like on fire with confidence. And I think it's good to have that duality to a certain extent. So thank you so much, Dad. Appreciate you.
You
Thank you
bet.
for the question, Vanessa. Next up, with their hand up is Kai. Kai, I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Hello,
How are you
hello.
doing, Robert?
I am blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you, Kai?
Likewise, and even much more. Ever since you put those lives at 3 o'clock p.m., it's like a breath of fresh air breathing again.
Thank you, thank you,
I was
thank you,
actually
thank
like,
you.
yeah, I mean, thank you, because I'll be brutally honest. Like for a while, I was like, okay, with all the craziness that comes at me, I 3 o'clock p.m. has become a ritual for me to reset my mind and say, oh, you know what? These people are dumbasses. I don't
Yeah,
need them. But when your lives disappeared, it's just like, uh, I can feel myself going in that spiral and thinking in a strange way.
wow.
But
That,
at
that,
first,
that, that means so much to me, Kai, because when I learned a different way to become, and I focused on becoming a wonderful becoming, um, I know that everybody that was close to me went, he used to work on cars 24 hours a day. And now all he does is listen to records, listening to cassette tapes, and listening to VHS tapes. I could not get enough of somebody else talking about how wonderful the world was, how wonderful right now is, all the possibilities of being able to experience all the best experiences in the world. So that makes me emotional that that's doing that for you, because
thank you very much. Yeah, it
you
helps so much.
thank you, Guy, because like the break off too really made me understand some of the subjects I would like to talk about. And everyone's lying to me. You know what I mean? And
That was very hard topic. I was crying when you said did that one. I was just like, because I mean, I was for a good about 2 months, January, February. I literally was like going in this downward spiral mentally, where like, I was like, why are people lying to me? Why are things not happening that even though I push forward and do my best and everything? It was just like the whole why was just like eating me up
yeah,
inside. So you being back on 3 p.m. was like it was a great breath of fresh air. It gives me that reaffirmation that everything is going to be all right.
Kai, when I got addicted to listening to the stuff that I'm producing now, that was my uh what do you call that, Kai, when you watch a binge, a Netflix binge, right? Um, I did stuff like my mentor had 8 cassette tapes, and I think it was an hour on each side. And I took the time to record those cassette tapes digitally and had that all back to back. You know what I mean? So we're talking 16 hours of audio that, I just kept listening to. And we become different people. And then the things that we're listening to bring on more meaning. You know what I mean? Oh my God, he never said that before. And so I really, truly don't know where I would be, Kai, um, if I didn't make it a daily ritual to plug into something that lifts my spirit. Because I believe in you.
Thank you.
So I believe in you. And I just know that I know that I know that it's going to click for you. I just know that I know that I know. And what's going to happen to you, Kai, is what's happened to me. There is nobody on the planet that can give me their excuse or their distraction or their victim story or their whatever bullshit story they're telling themselves. Because it's sad for me to be in a place that the majority of people that I talk to, I can better your story. You know what I mean? And from my personal conversations with you, Kai, you can as well. You know what I mean? So you won't have a testimony unless you go through a test. And so now you'll say to people, you'll go,
I didn't do enough
yeah,
of that.
yeah. And so now you can tell people, hey, Kai, listen, man, things are rough and things are bad and I'm not in a good place and I'm thinking about not being here anymore. What can I do? And you can say, I'll tell you exactly what I did. And that's what's weird about being dark and depressed. It's like we make ourselves more secluded. We don't reach out. We we uh we don't want to listen to anything. We just want to allow that thing to just keep getting negative and more negative and it just keeps getting that. And people might say, "Hey Kai, are you okay? Great. You should take a look at this podcast." No, I don't give a shit. I'm not interested in anything right now. And it's sad that we can get there. But every time that my imagination kicked back in, I came out of that hole really fast.
And when you got yourself back on the 3 p.m. lives, I was like, it just made me feel so much better with life and everything. Because like I'm not gonna lie, in March I was actually like ready to go.
And like I said to you guys and others, if there's something that you're dealing with that you would like me to talk about, Kai, will you please tell me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm doing lives every day, wouldn't it be cool if I could do a live about something that you're trying to get over right now? I know that we got Inner Circle for that on a face-to-face, but man, I'd love to dedicate a video to you guys on whatever you're dealing with. So thank you, Kai, for coming on. Thank you for being connected. I love you, brother.
And most importantly, James Saunders, personal shout out. I saw the post that he posted about over an hour ago in the same company that we were both at, and it just lit my fire even more for us to like say we could do it again.
Yep. Always, every day. That's why I come up with that new saying is great, happy new day. It's like we can celebrate a new day just like we can celebrate a new year. Isn't it funny? It's only for a couple seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Day! Happy New Day! It's like run around, start kissing people, do a couple flyers in the air, then start your day, man.
Thank you so much, Kai.
You bet.
Thank you, Dad.
You're
I was
welcome.
gonna say too, Kai, that like what you were saying, Dad, as well. Like the way that you guys start your day, I don't think a lot of people realize how important having a morning daily routine and that being a positive thing for you and not a negative is on your whole entire day.
Oh,
Like the start of your day is so important. So instead of scrolling on social media or seeing, what war is about to take place or whatever the hell is going on in the world right now, it's not that you can't stay informed on that stuff, but don't start your day with it. Don't start your day with putting all that stuff in your mind. I love to wake up and listen to the music that I enjoy and just allow myself to journal and just think and imagine for a bit. Because I feel like waking up with that mentality like really allows the rest of my day to go well. Just because then I'm like, I kind of have more of a sight on what I want to be doing that day. And like I said, it's more action based, right? So now I'm even going at it going, what actions am I going to take today that are going to get me closer to where I want to be? And that doesn't even have to be like something massive, right? Like I just started lifting weights again. So it's like, oh, that just doing that one little thing. Yeah, that one thing is better than not doing it, right? Even if I'm doing one set is all, or whatever. I'm just getting back into the groove of it. So yeah, I think
Absolutely.
it's just one
When I
step
was
at a
talking to
time. But
Becky,
yeah,
I
I
was
know that
talking to Becky
resonates
about
with
it.
you.
Well, yesterday I was supposed to be my break day working out, and then I was just sitting at home, and I was like, I'm doing nothing. I've done everything all I had to do for the day. I did all my stuff that it's not very, very ritualistic in regards to like what I do from 9 o'clock in the morning all the way up to 4 o'clock. And so I'm just sitting around. I need to do something. Went to the gym, overdid myself, and Becky said, I thought you were not going to go to the gym today. I need to do something. Otherwise, I'll go crazy.
I know what you mean. Like I think that in our own minds, like we tend to really bully ourselves for the things that we feel like we're like it's a lot easier to think yourself into a problem than it is to think out of it. So it's a lot easier than to just tell yourself what are the things that I could do to not get in that problem in the first place. Like use your negative thinking mind of like, oh, I'm not doing this. So like you going, okay, well, if I work out today, I won't feel this way as much anymore. Great, do that
And that's
thing.
what's been keeping me sane for the past 4 months.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like it's that balance. Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, man, the other ritual that I have that is mandatory for me is there is no way that I'm gonna allow my conscious and my unconscious mind while I'm sleeping to marinate on negative stuff. No way. So I understand that my subconscious mind is listening to everything. And if you know anyone that knows me, as soon as I lay down in bed, I put on some kind of meditation for 30 minutes, get my little neck pillow, and that's the mindset that I want to get in. And it's pretty amazing. Even though I fall asleep, I wake up when the music's off. And then I grab my phone and I put on an 8-hour present meditation. And I listen to a meditation for 8.5 hours, a half hour before I go to sleep, or even part of that, to all night. I got this stuff playing in my head because it's available and I want the advantage.
And I've been actually doing a lot of that with
I,
Neville Goddard as well.
it's available. There's evidence on it, and I want the advantage. I want the advantage over everybody out there. That is like, how does this guy run at this frequency, this energy? Um, I probably meditate more in one day than most of you have your entire life.
Yeah, you got to have a space to dump all that negativity, and if you don't, it just grows, right? And so
Right.
like I feel like one of the great things about meditation, and I'm just getting back into a routine of doing that too as well, Dad, but I know that you've been doing it for a long time, is the quietness that eventually comes with working on that is like actually so fantastic. Like that's really like the main thing is just getting your mind to shut the hell up. Like just for 1 minute, just shut the hell up. You know what I mean? And the more you do it, the faster that becomes easier. And then you can just take those moments with breathing and focus on your breathing and just shut everything down for a second. Because if you deal with like a lot of anxiety or depression, I've dealt with these things, your mind's going a million miles a second all the time, whether you go to bed, whether you wake up. It's just there, right? It's like this dark cloud permeating you. And the only way, at least in my own experience, to get out of that is to reboot the system, right? You have to take the mental time to sit down and think about why it's affecting you, but also take the time to not think about it, right? Like
Absolutely.
give yourself a break from your problems or the things that you're dealing with, because the truth is that like that stress on your mind affects your body and it affects like your soul and all it permeates your being. And I think that's why it becomes so debilitating, because it's just like, oh, this is me now. This is just part of who I am now. I'm gonna have to deal with this forever. And the reality is that the system's got 80 programs open and is running at a crawl, and we won't reboot it, right? We won't take the
Right.
time to figure it out. We won't go, if your computer had a problem, you take it to a technician, and this could be therapy or whatever it may be, or even here, like a supportive community, and you take it to a technician and get it fixed. But with our minds, we just tend to let it run on 80 programs until it crashes, right?
Hey,
And then we don't even try to figure it out. We're like, how fast can I reboot this? I always think of crashes as like a panic attack for myself, but it's like, how fast can I reboot this and get it back to at least where it runs, right? It's like, I've just rebooted it from a crash back to it barely working again. You know what I mean? Like, and now I'm just waiting for it to crash again. That stress of having a panic attack again. So it's just like, yeah, it sucks, but
the usually lies were like literally my reboot support network. So from December all the way up to like March, and all that disappeared. Also, I was like, help.
Yeah.
It's not fun, it's really, really exhausting.
While you guys were going back and forth, Matt, thank you so much, because you have so much wisdom as well. And listen to this, guys. If my mentor used to always tell me this: if I told you what I really do all day, every day, you just quit. You would just quit, because there's no way for you to imagine doing that much stuff in a day. So listen to this. Do you guys realize that that between me, Matt, and Craig, we easily put 20 hours of new video content on YouTube every week? 14 and a half of that is me live talking to you guys. 14 and a half hours. And then we brought up meditation. I do 57 hours of meditation a week. Let that sink in for you guys. So the next time that you say, man, I wish I could be like Robert, I just told you how. So if I'm putting a full week's work in just in meditation a week, some people go, I'm working 40 hours a week. Well, this is called net time, no extra time. I'm doing 8.5 hours of meditation while does anyone here sleep every day? I sleep.
hopefully.
I sleep too. Do any of you lay in bed and have difficulties going to sleep? Not me.
I've watched my dad like I always will be like, I can't sleep on planes, right? It's like a whole thing for me. And I'm sure once I take a big international flight like my brother just did, I'll figure it out. But I watched my dad put on his headphones and like go into a meditative state and just pass out on a plane within like 30 minutes of getting on there. And I'm like, that's an ability I need to figure out.
When I heard that a person could get to that delta state, the lowest state, and do it in seconds, I wanted to learn how to do that. So now I can put on headphones, put my neck pillow on, cross my arms, and go 333-222-111 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1.
Guys, we lost him.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And some of you are going, I'm so wound. I can't stop thinking. I'm bouncing around and I'm going from thing to thing to thing. I understood very early in my life that I needed to find a way to find peace. I needed to find a place where I could stop the noise and I could feel safe. So if it's available, I'm in. So I wake up in the morning after 8.5 hours of meditation. Pretty good day for me. And I wake up after I go to the bathroom. It's prayer time. And for me, what prayer time is me honestly for 10 minutes or more, just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for these people. Thank you for the people on the AMA. Thank you for my inner circle. Thank you for my Imaginators. Some of you I mentioned personally. You know, thank you for Terry. Thank you for Robert Jr. Thank you for Matthew. Thank you for Hannah. Thank you for Amy. Thank you for the protection of me and my family. Thank you for the health of me and my family. Thank you for the customers. Thank you for the business. Thank you for the food. Thank you for the air. Thank you for the water. Thank you for gravity. You know, we're whipping around at 24,000 miles an hour, wrapping around other planets wide open. And apparently you have to have a lot of weight and a suit to be on other planets. But for some reason, we're swinging around on this planet, breathing, eating, drinking water, and we're not flying off. I just seen a convention where some of the best scientists in the world were there. And one of the scientists said, don't you think it's fascinating that this year we have all these amazing scientists, some that have won Nobel Prizes? And there's no one in this room that can explain gravity. There's a couple of people that figured out how to measure it, but no one knows what gravity is. And I'm just going like, hey, thank you for gravity. I do know it takes 17,500 miles an hour to get out of our gravity. Do you guys imagine that? You look at rockets going in the air, need 33 engines, and get up to the speed of 17,500 miles an hour. 92% of all the fuel on every rocket is spent and used just to get away from the gravity pull of the Earth. It's pretty strong. I'm glad it's there. So Kai, thank you very much. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Matt, why don't you do us a great favor and sign us out?
No, of course. Thank you so much, Kai. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mary, Jody, Bill, Ed, Kai, and Vanessa. Thank you guys for your questions. I'm sure not only did they benefit you, hopefully, but benefited everybody else here that was able to make it on and be part of that sharing and stuff. So thank you guys so much. You can reach us at roberthollis.com or YouTube, roberthollis.com/YouTube to get to the YouTube channel. Tomorrow, we're having the Imaginators call. So make sure to be on that if you're an Imaginator or an Inner Circle member. And then we're doing daily lives again every 12 p.m. Pacific time, every single day. So that's amazing. Like you can hop on those at any time. And then, of course, we're going to have the podcast. We're going to start doing that live again. And that's going to be this Wednesday, probably at the same time, noon. And then we have so much content now, right? And then on Thursday, we're doing the Inner Circle at 3 for all the Inner Circle members. If you want to be part of the Imaginators or the Inner Circle communities, just click on the join button below on YouTube or go to roberthollis.com/join. And you can check out more about those communities and hop on there with us. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dad, for being on here and sharing your time and wisdom with us. I hope each and every one of you have an incredible weekend. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute if you want to say goodbye. And I hope you guys have an incredible weekend. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Awesome.
Thank you, Imaginators. Love you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Thank you
Peter,
guys so
Linda.
much.
Wow.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you,
Bye,
Arthur.
guys. Have a great weekend.
John, thank you. Valentine,
What did it go?
Melody, I love you. Dee Dee. Hi, Diane.
Hi,
Hi,
Robert.
James.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
Guy.
you so much.
Drew's always
Connected.
Look what I got, Linda and Peter. Look what I got, Linda and Peter. Here.
Oh my God. All right, I have to shut this down. You guys are having way too much fun.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you guys so
Guy.
much.
Thank you, Jody. Bye.
Bye.